The best bowl of food in Tokyo costs less than your morning coffee, and most tourists walk right past it. Over the next 20 minutes, I'm ranking the 20 foods you have to eat in Tokyo, with real prices for everyone. And no, sushi is not number one. By the end of this list, you'll understand exactly why. Stay with me. See that counter in the corner? That's our running total, 20 dishes, every yen counted. Watch how low it stays. This is Hungry Compass, and today the needle swings to the neon heart of Japan. Tokyo. Let's eat. We start at street level, where Tokyo feeds millions for pocket change, and where cheap never, ever means simple. Number 20. The convenience store Onigiri, a rice ball wrapped in seaweed, sitting under fluorescent light, hiding a small miracle inside. Pull the tab and the plastic peels away in one motion, engineered so the nori stays crisp until the second you eat it. Inside, the rice is seasoned and packed with watchmaker precision, salmon, pickled plum, or tuna mayo tucked into the center. $1.50. Japan's entire food philosophy, care, precision, seasonality, compressed into something you grab at 2 a.m. Locals eat billions of these a year. Once you've had one cold on a train platform at dawn, you'll get it. Number 19. Taiyaki, a fish-shaped waffle that contains 0 fish and 100% of your new personality. Tai. The vendor spoons in sweet red bean paste, clamps the iron shut, and flips it over the flame until it's deeply golden. $2 buys a crispy tail, a molten center, and a snack Tokyo has eaten while walking since 1909. Custard, chocolate, sweet potato, every stall has its twist. But warm red bean on a cold evening is the classic for a reason. Number 18 takes us down an alley barely wider than your shoulders, Omoi Yoko-cho, Memory Lane, lit by lanterns and charcoal smoke. This is yakitori, chicken, skewered and grilled over Binkaden charcoal that burns hotter and cleaner than anything in your backyard. Every part gets used, thigh, skin, meatball, even heart. Nothing wasted, everything glazed in tear, a sweet soy lacquer aged for years. The cook fans the coals, turns each skewer by feel, and hands it over still smoking. No plate, no ceremony, no forks. $5 for 3 skewers and a front row seat to a Tokyo that hasn't changed much since the 1940s. Quick question, would you eat chicken heart if it was grilled right in front of you? Tell me in the comments. Be honest. Number 17, Senbei, the rice cracker, and before you scroll away, no, it is nothing like the bagged ones back home. The compass swings east to Asakusa, Tokyo's old town, where one temple street has grilled these by hand for generations. A vendor presses each cracker between wire grills over charcoal, flipping it every few seconds so it blisters instead of burning. Then comes the brush of soy sauce. It hits the hot surface and caramelizes instantly, sweet, salty, and smoky all at once. $1.50, still warm from the grill. Our total after 4 foods? $10 flat. Tokyo is playing games. Number 16, takoyaki, molten octopus balls, and the single most dangerous street food in Japan. I'll explain in a second. Batter floods a dimpled copper pan. In goes octopus, ginger, scallion. Then the vendor starts spinning them with 2 metal picks. It's hypnotic, half-cooked spheres flipped at blinding speed until they're crisp outside and practically liquid inside. That's the danger. They're lava. They're painted with dark savory sauce and mayo, then showered in bonito flakes that wave and curl in the heat like they're alive. $4 for 6 pieces. You're supposed to wait for them to cool. Nobody waits. Everybody burns their mouth. It's tradition. 5 foods, $14, and we haven't even reached the legends yet. Next up, the icons and a ranking that will start arguments. Chapter 2. The icons, the 5 dishes that built Japan's reputation. One of them is about to be ranked lower than you'd like. Number 15. Tempura. Forget the greasy food court version. Real Tokyo tempura is closer to a magic trick than a fried food. The batter is barely mixed, ice cold, lumpy, almost careless. That laziness is the entire secret to a shell that shatters like glass. Shrimp, sweet potato, a single shisa leaf. Each one slips into oil kept at a temperature the chef reads by sound alone. "30 seconds later it emerges wearing glass, a crust so light you can see the shrimp blushing pink underneath it. A full tempura lunch set, rice, miso soup, pickles, runs about $12. In Manhattan, this plate would be $40. Number 14. Tonkatsu, a pork cutlet in panko armor, and proof Japan can outfry the entire American South. Fighting words, I know. Thick-cut pork loin gets flour, egg, then panko, jagged breadcrumbs that fry up into 1,000 tiny golden blades. It's served pre-sliced over a mountain of shredded cabbage with a fruity, tangy sauce and hot mustard. The cabbage refills are free. Katsu. $14 for the full set. Our running total crosses 40, still less than one average restaurant dinner back home. Number 13. Japanese curry, thicker, sweeter, and more comforting than any curry you've ever met, and Japan's true national obsession. The sauce simmers for hours with apples, honey, and a roux so dark it borders on chocolate. It coats rice like velvet gravy. Locals eat it at counters, train stations, even ski lodges. Drop a fried cutlet on top, and you've built katsu curry. Peak comfort. Real question: did you expect curry to be one of Japan's most eaten dishes? Comment your top 3 prediction while you're down there. One spoonful explains everything. Sweet first, then warmth, then a slow chili burn that makes the next bite completely non-negotiable. $8, portions that embarrass American entrees, and iced water that appears before you even sit down. Total, $48. Number 12. Gyoza, pan-fried dumplings with a crispy golden bottom and a soft steam top. 2 textures, 1 bite. 0 flaws. Watch the technique. Dumplings seared hard in oil, then a splash of water and a lid. They finish cooking in their own steam. The filling is pork, garlic, chives, and cabbage, juicy enough that your first bite should be careful and never is. The dip, soy vinegar, a thread of chili oil. Tokyo treats these as a side dish. They'd be the main event anywhere else. $4 for 6 dumplings. You will order a second plate, everyone does. The running total sits at 52. Number 11. Yes, sushi. Put down the pitchforks and let me make my case, because I promise this ranking has a reason. Tokyo's sushi is genuinely the best on earth. The fish moves through the world's largest seafood market just hours before you eat it. At conveyor belt shops, plates glide past at eye level, fatty tuna, sea urchin, sweet egg, most costing $1 to $3 each. So why 11? Because you can get remarkable sushi in New York or LA now. You cannot get the other 10. Sushi here is better, but the gap has narrowed. Almost everything ranked above it barely exists outside Japan. That's the whole methodology. 10 conveyor plates, about $15, a meal that would cost $60 at an American sushi bar. Total, $67. If sushi at number 11 made your eye twitch, the comment section is right there. Defend it, I'll be reading with popcorn. Now we enter dangerous territory, Tokyo's dessert scene, where pancakes wobble like jelly and cheesecakes jiggle on command. Do not skip this. Chapter 3, The Sweet Side. If the street food was Tokyo's heart, this is its imagination, starting with a pancake that defies physics. Number 10, the souffle pancake, 3 inches tall, wobbling like it's nervous, and worth every minute of the 40 you'll wait. Here's how they pull it off. It starts with egg whites whipped into a glossy meringue stiff enough to hold sharp peaks. That meringue gets folded, never stirred, into the batter, one gentle pass at a time, protecting every single air bubble inside. Then it's piled high inside tall rings on a low, slow griddle, with a splash of water and a lid, half baking, half steaming. The flip is the moment of truth. Too early and it collapses. Cooks here do it with 2 spatulas and total silence. "20 minutes of patience later, a stack that trembles when the plate touches the table, crowned with butter and drifting powdered sugar. Your fork doesn't cut it so much as sink through, warm, custardy, cloud-light, and gone in about 90 seconds flat. Around $12 with fruit and cream. Tourists line up for an hour. Locals book ahead and stroll straight past them." Number 9, Japanese cheesecake, the jiggly one from those videos with 1 billion views. In person, it's somehow even better. It's a hybrid, part cheesecake, part soufflé, baked slowly in a water bath so it rises tall but never, ever dries out. When a fresh one comes out of the oven, the baker gives it that signature shake, and the whole cake ripples like water. The flavor is subtle, lightly sweet, faintly tangy, more soufflé than New York slab. Some Americans call it too gentle. They're wrong. Here's the shock. $7, not per slice, for the entire cake, still warm, stamped and boxed while you watch. People eat a whole one on a park bench and feel nothing but joy. Zero regret. I have verified this personally. Extensively. Number 8, Mochi, specifically Daifuku, a pillow of pounded rice wrapped around fillings that change with Japan's seasons. Traditional shops still pound the rice by hand, 2 people, 1 hammer, fingers darting between strikes up to 3 times a second. All that violence creates the texture, impossibly soft, faintly chewy, stretching like taffy, but dissolving like a marshmallow on your tongue. The classic hides sweet red bean. The showstopper hides a whole fresh strawberry, tart fruit, sweet paste, soft rice in one bite. About $3 a piece, from shops that may have stood on the same corner since before Ohio was a state. Skip the shrink-wrapped airport versions. Fresh Daifuku, made that same morning, is a different food entirely. Trust me on this one. The compass swings west to Harajuku, Tokyo's fashion playground, where street food is engineered to be photographed first and eaten second. Number 7, the Harajuku crepe, thinner than the French kind, rolled into a cone and stuffed like it's trying to win something. Batter arcs across a hot steel plate, spread paper thin with one confident sweep. The whole thing cooks in under a minute. Then the build, whipped cream, strawberries, banana, chocolate ribbons, sometimes an entire slice of cheesecake wedged in like a mic drop. You eat it walking a street that looks like a candy-colored fever dream. The crepe is dessert. Harajuku itself is the show. $6, and our total after 14 foods is $95. Remember that number. It's about to get absolutely destroyed. Dessert in Tokyo isn't an afterthought, it's a discipline. But now we trade pocket change for serious money and serious questions. Coming up, Beef so marbled its rarest cuts sell for more per ounce than silver, and my honest verdict on whether it's worth it. Chapter 4. The Splurge Zone. For experiences, real money, and for each one I'll tell you straight. Worth it or skip it. Number 6. A5 Wagyu. The highest grade Japan gives its beef, from cattle with certificates, pedigrees, and better paperwork than most people. Look at it raw. Marbling so dense the meat reads pink-white, like rose marble. That fat starts melting at room temperature. That's not marketing. The rarest cuts from champion cattle have sold for more per ounce than silver. This is investment-grade beef. On the grill it needs seconds per side. The fat renders instantly, basting itself, and the smell alone justifies the airfare. One bite, and the texture explains the price. It doesn't chew like steak. It dissolves, beefy and buttery at the same time. A Wagyu lunch runs about $60. Dinner tastings push past $150. Pro move: go at noon and pay half. Verdict: worth it once. Eat it slowly in small portions, exactly the way the Japanese do. A little A5 goes far. Number 5. Unagi, freshwater eel, glazed and grilled over charcoal. If eel makes you nervous, give me 30 seconds of your time. Specialists here do exactly one thing: eel. Filleted, steamed tender, then lacquered in sweet soy and grilled, sometimes 3 separate times. The glazed pots at the oldest shops have been continuously topped up for over a century. Every eel deepens the next one's flavor. It arrives over rice in a lacquered box. Smoky caramelized skin over flesh so soft it borders on custard. No fishiness. None. A proper unagi box runs about $25. Our total hits $180, and the single biggest swing is up next. Verdict: absolutely worth it. This is the dish most likely to blindside you. Eel skeptics walk out as eel evangelists. Every time. Number 4. Omakase. You sit at a bare wooden counter, say, "I'm in your hands," and a sushi master takes it from there. Wait, didn't I rank sushi 11th? I did. Conveyor sushi is a meal. Omakase is theater, and you're sitting front row. 12 to 20 courses arrive one piece at a time, each placed seconds after it's formed. Rice still warm, fish still cool. The chef reads you like a bartender, adjusting pace, wasabi, and cuts. No menu, no choices. Just trust, rewarded 19 times. Between courses, sea urchin like ocean custard and tuna aged for days until it lands somewhere between fish and wagyu. Entry-level omakase starts around $150. Famous counters run $300 and up. Lunch seatings quietly cost half. You're welcome. Verdict: worth it if you love sushi enough to be quiet for 2 hours. If not, the conveyor belt was never beneath you. Number 3 is a cheat code: the Depachika, entire underground food halls beneath Tokyo's department stores. America has nothing like this. The compass points to Ginza, where beneath the luxury boutiques, food floors stretch out like edible museums, hundreds of counters deep. Immaculate bento boxes. $100 gift melons in wooden crates. Golden carriage, hand-painted sweets, every counter staffed like a jewelry store. This is the spirit of kaiseki, Japan's seasonal haute cuisine, made grab and go. The full sit-down version runs $150 to $250. Here's the move: arrive an hour before closing, when pristine bento get marked down by half, and build a feast for pocket change. $15 assembles a dinner that would photograph like a tasting menu. Total: $345, with just 2 foods left. Verdict: the Depachika is mandatory. Skip it and you've missed Tokyo's most quietly astonishing food experience. Eat your haul in a park. So the splurges are behind us, but here's the twist this whole list was built on. The top two aren't expensive at all. Number 1 costs $6, and it has its own religion. But first, number 2, hiding on an island most tourists never visit. Number 2, Monjayaki, Tokyo's own secret comfort food, from Tsukishima, a small island neighborhood locals guard like a family recipe. It looks wrong at first, I'll admit. A runny batter of dashi, cabbage, and seafood poured onto a griddle built into your table. You cook it yourself, building a ring of solids, flooding the middle, then scrambling everything into a bubbling, savory lava field. You eat it straight off the griddle with a little metal spatula, chasing the crispy edges, the best part, and everyone knows it. One street in Tsukishima packs in over 70 manya shops. Tourists skip it because it isn't pretty. Their loss entirely. About $9 for an hour of cooking your own dinner and laughing at your technique. It's the most fun on this list. Which brings us back to where we started. Number 1, the bowl from the first 8 seconds of this video. Ramen. Not the instant kind. Tokyo ramen is a craft with scholars, pilgrims, rivalries, and thousands of shops chasing one perfect bowl. So let me show you what actually goes into a $6 bowl, because once you see it, the price stops making sense. It starts before dawn. While Tokyo sleeps, ramen cooks are already working, tending pots that never really stopped from the day before. The broth is the soul: pork bones, chicken carcasses, sometimes dried fish, crushed and boiled hard for 12 to 18 hours. For Tonkatsu style, the boil is violent on purpose, smashing collagen out of the bones until the liquid turns creamy, opaque, almost white. Cooks taste it hourly, adjusting like sound engineers. A broth this deep can't be rushed, can't be faked, can't be fixed later. Then there's tear, the seasoning base hiding at the bottom of every bowl. Soy, salt, or miso, this is the shop's real secret. A few tablespoons define the whole bowl. Many masters never share the complete recipe, not even with their own longtime staff. The noodles are their own science. Flour, water, and kansui, an alkaline water that gives ramen noodles their signature bounce and bite. Great shops match noodle to broth, thin and straight for delicate soy, thick and wavy for heavy miso. Nothing is accidental. Then chashu, pork belly rolled, tied, and braised in sweet soy until a chopstick slides through without any resistance at all. Some shops even torch each slice to order, so the fat arrives warm, smoky, and barely holding itself together. The egg deserves its own sentence. Soy marinated, 6.5 minutes, a jammy center like liquid amber. People rank shops by egg alone. Now the assembly, and it's a sprint. Noodles boiled to the exact second, then slammed dry with a whip crack the whole shop hears. Tear, then broth, then noodles folded in like silk. Chashu, egg, bamboo shoots, scallions, 30 seconds from start to finish. You order from a little vending machine by the door, hand over a paper ticket, and take a seat built for silence. $6. 18 hours of broth, generations of tear, noodles made that morning. The math is broken in your favor. And then, the moment, chopsticks lift the noodles high, steam curling upward, broth clinging to every strand in slow motion. And no, slurping isn't rude here. It cools the noodles and lifts the aroma. Loud means grateful. So be loud. That's the bowl most tourists walk right past, hunting fancier things, while the best $6 in Tokyo steams away behind a curtain. Here's the final bill. All 20 foods, $360, less than plenty of families burn on a single theme park day. From a $1.50 rice ball to investment-grade beef, Tokyo feeds every single budget like it's an honor to do it. The street food, the icons, the wobble, the splurge, and one $6 bowl standing quietly above them all. Now I want your ranking. What's your number one, and what did I criminally underrate? The comments are open for debate. If this made you hungry, subscribe. The Taste of Japan series continues, and next week the compass spins somewhere completely unexpected. One quick note, prices were checked in July 2026, around 150 yen to the dollar. Always double check before you fly. Until then, keep your passport close and your appetite closer. This has been Hungry Compass. Where to next?